Hi you guys, my name is Taylor and today I'm here to show you how to download the Sims Deluxe Edition for your computer. Now the Sims Deluxe Edition is a Sims 1 plus pretty much the whole entire Living Lodge expansion pack. The game also includes elements from other expansion packs, but there's still some demand for the game even though it's quite old, particularly at the Pirate Bay. And people there are pretty confused on how to download it because the person who's hosting the torrent for the game didn't really make it directions that clear, and people are just having problems. So I thought I would make this for those people who still cannot download the game and get it to work properly. I do have to warn you that if you're using a Mac, I cannot help you whatsoever because I'm using Windows, and I think the last time I used a Mac computer was in 2005. So yeah, if you're using a Mac, get out of here now. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is grab the game file. And the game file is in fact on Pirate Bay. In order to avoid this video getting taken down, I'm going to have to type a search into Google. So this is what you're going to type: The Sims Deluxe Edition download. And it should be the first thing that comes up. You just want to make sure that it's from the Pirate Bay and click on it. Now these are the directions, and I'm going to walk you through them later. Admire the beautiful Asian and Russian women. So we're going to have to click Get This Torrent. You're going to have a program, obviously, that deals with torrents, and mine is FrostWire. And depending on the amount of seeds that you've got and your connection speed and so forth, it could take a while for the file to download, but make sure you save it in a place where you're going to have access to it. Make sure that you're downloading the file onto the computer that you intend to put the game on. You can also put it on a USB key if you're going to be transferring the game to another computer. So we're just going to wait for this to finish downloading, and then we will continue. Okay, so the torrent that we've just downloaded is finished, and you want to have access to that. There are 4 files inside of it. There's a README, a serial, and then 2 ISO files that we're going to be working with in order to install the game. And something that I should have probably mentioned before is you're going to need to use the program Daemon Tools, and I'm going to put a link to that in the video description. It's also in the description for the file that's on Pirate Bay, but I'm just going to put it in my video for convenience. So the first thing that we're going to do is take the ISO file that says CD1, and we're going to mount it. So we're just waiting for that. And it should bring up that. You want to click Run. Yep. Okay, so now pick your language. Mine is English. And you want to hit Install. And you just want to go through the installation process and type in the serial key. You can find the serial key on the Pirate Bay, or you can use one that you already have. It doesn't matter as long as it's a working serial key. And just wait for it to finish downloading. Alright, so somewhere down your download, probably at 95%, you're going to get a pop-up that's asking you for the second CD. You want to go back to the torrent file, and you now want to mount the second ISO file, which is CD2. And you're waiting for that to mount. Okay, and we've got it. So want to press OK, and the download continues. Okay, and that is done downloading. So now it's asking for CD1, so likewise we're going to go back and mount CD1 again. And we're waiting for the image to mount. So can just register later. And click finish. And you now have the game. But we are not done there. So just click exit. And you'll notice that there's a bunch of comments below the download. You have to scroll past all of those and click page 1. And what we're going to be doing now is downloading a crack for the game file, because we're actually going to be playing it without a CD, without the need of a CD. And basically we just want the computer to bypass the fact that we need a CD. That's why we downloaded it with ISA files. So this is a very safe crack. No viruses. I've downloaded the game on 2 computers so far. Nothing strange. 2 people have actually posted the link to the crack, but I'm going to use the first person's comment in order to download it. So you just want to open it up. It's from Zcrack. Click crack download and open it up. And you want to keep access to this file. Now you're going to put the crack into the game directory folder. And if you're looking at your computer and you see that a disk is still mounted, you want to keep it there because we're going to need it to boot the game up for the first time. So if you're using Windows 7, your Maxis files are going to be, where you're going to be installing the crack is in Program Files x86 if you're using Windows 7. If you're using any other OS, like an earlier version of Windows, probably safe to put it in Program Files. But mine is 86, so now I'm going to scroll down and find Maxis. Open the Sims folder, and I'm going to drag the crack into that folder. Okay, so now that we've put the crack into the game directory folder, we should be able to open up the game without any problems. So you're just going to go to Maxis and click on the resolution, and there it goes. I actually had problems before. The first time that I ever tried to successfully download The Sims, I had a problem with the resolution because I'm on my laptop right now, and someone had previously mentioned that unless, like, you shouldn't download it on a computer unless it fits the dimensions of 1024 by 768 or 800 by 600, which are pretty archaic computers. Those are pretty old screen resolutions, but it seems to be working fine now. So just for anybody else who's going to be downloading the game, I would recommend that you download it onto a computer with those screen resolutions, just to avoid any sort of display problems that you might run into. It's working fine for me now, but before it wasn't, so I don't really know. Just use your best judgment, I guess, when it comes to that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go to my computer, and we can actually remove this ISA file that I said that you had to keep for the first time that you run the game, just to make sure that everything is moving smoothly. And that ISA file is gone, so the computer no longer knows that there is no quote-unquote CD in its drive. So now we're going to try opening the game again, and it should work. And you might get a pop-up. It depends. It doesn't do it on my desktop, which is an older computer, but if you get this message and you have the option to continue, hit continue. You'll notice that the game boots up completely normal. Anywho, that is about it. Again, if you have any questions or comments, or if you want to let me know that you've downloaded The Sims successfully, you can let me know below. If you're having a problem, I can try to help you. Anyway, this has been how to download The Sims without the use of a CD. So I hope you guys enjoy, and happy simming!